It is a dark episode for March the 21st, 2023. I believe I am officially into spring of 2023. And God, I was looking at this app called Obsidian, which is this super hyperlinked app, which I'm like, wow, I really am a dumb person because I've got no clues about it. What the heck? It actually, what it actually means. It's very linked and very kind of webby like, and I'm like, oh, I think this is an app that is more interconnected and more nuanced and more complex than I am. I mean, I don't know. It's one of those things where I think if I was majorly into researching some topic and building up some kind of a thesis, it might work. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, I do make a lot of notes on books, and then those notes just sort of disappear and go poof into the ether, and my memories of them go poof as well. So perhaps it might be of use there. Because I use Keep Notes at the moment, which is a pretty blunt force thing, which is like pretty good for like doing a grocery list or a to-do list. But I've never managed to kind of take it further than that, recipes, um, things like that. But I don't know. It's one of those, it's a garbage in, garbage out sort of thing. It's like all I'm going to get out of this is what I can put into it, and I don't know what I can put into it. Just something I was thinking about. I was watching Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading, who I come back to. I come back to her videos. They're very comforting, very open, very warm, very human. There's other people who I really enjoy, but I find intimidating. Seem to have a little theme going here of my own insecurities and limitations limiting me. Yeah, so I left a comment, which is good. I try and I the odd time that I bop into BookTube nowadays, I do try and leave something. But I feel like I don't live there anymore, which is interesting. Because for the longest of time, it's like, oh, this is vital. This is like where I live online. And now I feel a little bit more detached, a little bit more nomadic that way. I live here, wherever here is. Well, it's my backyard in the dark, which isn't a bad thing because I think I was getting too wrapped up in all of this stuff and not in a healthy way. I think there's people who can do it, who get into this stuff in a way that is get into the stuff which they enrich their lives, they forge connections. I wasn't particularly doing that, and like I haven't kind of thrown it away, but I've definitely backed away from it considerably. Yeah, yeah. I wrote a good couple of paragraphs on the rise and fall of the Third Reich, which was a good thing to do. I do that before I kind of try and pull things apart and make little point form stuff to talk about a book. And yeah, yeah, it's like I really appreciate the book despite maybe because of its limitations, because of its very particular place in time and space, which I mean, all books are. I think it feels more acute with this one because in some ways this Shire's been accused of not being proper documenter of events because he's a reporter. He's somebody who's contemporary with this story, who's someone who lived through this story. And that is judged by many historians as a fault. But as someone who's reading it and trying to grapple with this huge subject of Nazi Germany. I actually really appreciate that, even though I think I can see myself going on and going to some of those historians and having different points of view from different eras, including, my own about this subject. Hopefully, as well written and as engagingly written. I kind of demand that in a book if I'm going to read it. It doesn't matter what the topic is, that's got to be there for me. So, yes, that was a ramble, and I'll leave it there.